You know, as we close things out here in 2021 and ring in the new year, we want to know what we can expect, especially if you're heading into Times Square for the annual ball drop, and how the city will be keeping spectators safe given the spread of the Omicron variant all across the country and especially our area.
And Tom Harris, president of Times Square Allilance, joins us now with all the details. Tom, so good to see you and happy to have you joining us this morning.
Great to see you, and I'm very happy to join you on the last day of 2021.
You know what? I think it's just a big gift for you guys to be able to still be able to put this on. I know it's a scaled down event, but you probably are very happy nonetheless.
We're very excited to be able to welcome people back to Times Square. It's a sign to the world that we can live with COVID and still live our lives and do the fun things that we like to do. We realize we're not going to be able to invite everyone into Times Square, but those who can't come here can watch on one of the networks, can watch on our website at tsq.org, and just tune into Times Square at midnight to ring in the new year.
And I know you're letting people in a little bit later this year. It's about 3 p.m. Are you anticipating to have to turn people away?
I think each year we always turn people away. People come out to this event. This year we'll probably be turning people away a little bit sooner, but we're seeing that folks are heeding the advice given. We would normally see the viewing areas with revelers lined up to get in. We don't see that now, so people are staying away, and that's a good thing. We want to reduce the time that people are in the spectator pens, reduce the amount of people who are in the viewing areas so that we have a safe and healthy New Year in Times Square.
And Tom, everyone who goes in has to show proof of vaccination. Everyone who goes in has to have a mask on. I mean, are there going to actually be mask police going through and saying, hey, you got to put your mask on, you got to put your mask on? That's the way it is, like if you go to a Broadway show. I mean, the ushers are pretty quick. Are you anticipating having to really have to do that with people in the crowd tonight?
So we're going to be checking for masks just upstream of the NYPD screening process. We're going to have people checking for vaccine status and also photo ID, and we're going to make sure that they have a mask. If they don't have a mask, we're going to give them a mask. Throughout the travel lanes in Times Square, we're going to be walking up and down with signs encouraging people, telling them to wear a mask. If they don't have a mask, we're going to have masks to give them.
And we know that at least one of the performers, LL Cool J, is tested positive for COVID-19. I believe there was another performer who may have had to pull out from one of the performances tonight. What are you hearing there? Are you worried? Are you concerned? Is there an emergency option if there is anything that happens at the last minute? I mean, that's been happening to sports teams out there. They had to change things up at the last minute.
So COVID is not going to stop the passage of time, and it's not going to stop the ball from dropping in Times Square. We realize that we've had to make some adjustments with some of the talent, and we'll do that, but you will still be able to tune in and watch the ball drop in Times Square from the comfort of your home at tsq.org on some of the networks, or if you're here in Times Square.
Tom, if any performers bow out, I feel like you just have to call an audible, maybe just get up there on stage yourself with a little microphone and whatnot. That'd be entertaining
Robert's
to see.
Down there as well.
Yeah, or ask our reporter Robert Moses. He's down there. He probably could be ready to entertain thousands.
Well, I think we should have the crew come and dance to Native New Yorker if we have some time slots to fill.
Ask Reagan. She probably would be more than happy to assist in that. I do want to ask you, though, in terms of, seeing the sign of 2022, there are some interesting things about this, because I think from far away, you don't realize how big it is. But tell us how big each of those numbers are, how tall they are.
So they're 7 foot tall. They have LED lights on them. The ball is 12 foot in diameter. It really is a spectacular ball. I know you've covered a ball test, and it's just a real great experience in Times Square, and the ball will drop at midnight.
And Tom, the day is just a day on the calendar. We'll turn the calendar. It'll be a new day for a lot of people. That means a lot of different things. This COVID crisis isn't going to magically go away when we turn the page on this, but it means something. It's an emotional thing to see that ball drop. It's so iconic, and I imagine that for you, what's your message to everyone who sort of looks up at that and sees a little bit of hope when they see that happening?
Well, the new year is always a time of reflection on the past, honoring the present, and looking forward to the future. And as that ball drops in Times Square and those hopes and dreams and the confetti wishes hit the ground, it's our hope that 2022 is a better year for all. It's our hope that while people may disagree, that they're not disagreeable, and we could find a way to come together in 2022.
So well
I
said.
like that. So well put. Tom Harris, president of Times Square Allilance. So great chatting with you. Happy to see this go on. We'll see you a little bit later today.
Thanks. Happy New Year.